Hi there, this is Leoni.
I'm Nic Maeder, we're from Gotthard, and what are we doing here, Leo?
I know we are here with Ornella on Common Backstage.
Come on backstage.
With us. Or
With
her.
us, come
We
with
don't know
us.
if-
Come with
yeah.
us backstage, was it?
Oh,
I'm not
nice.
sure.
I don't know, but
But,
for sure interesting.
but stay tuned.
Shall I,
Ja? Perfect. Dankeschön.
shall I do the same thing?
Yeah, yeah. Up the boobies,
Push
you
up.
know.
I don't have
Yeah.
boobies, but
Thank
Well,
God.
that's what you think.
I have, but way below.
Small ones.
Some people say big.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Big balls.
So, hi guys. Welcome to my interview with Gotthard and Leo with the big balls. Welcome.
You're going to start rumors now.
Yeah, if you have to have big balls, you have big sounds.
For rock and roll, you need it.
Yes,
That's what
I
they
would
say.
guess so.
So, first of all, congratulations to your wedding, Leo. How are the celebrations?
The celebration went pretty good. Besides that, I had pneumonia, so my celebration didn't went that long. But I'm looking forward to do some more.
Perfect. And Nick, are you next?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm.
There's few more for you. No worries.
Yeah?
Yeah. The flower went to another lady, so you're lucky for this time.
Lucky this time. So, but to stay in this topic, tell me something about your song "Marry You." Did you propose with this song, or what's the whole story?
Actually, it's a really, really funny song because a lot of people actually think that. A lot of people think, you know, Leo. But no, actually, we were writing with a friend of ours, Eric Bazillion. And we did some songwriting together, and we did a song on the album. Actually, we did two songs on the album. So, one song which is a song called "Bad News," and but he actually had this song that he'd had for a long time. That he actually proposed to his wife with this song. So he went to the restaurant, sat her down, put the headphones on her, and of course back then it was a little tape recorder, and played her the song. And that was his marriage proposal. So it's he never actually did anything else with it, and he kept it as kind of for him. And when Leo heard this song, he jumped on it straight away and went, whoa, you know, we've got to do this song. We have to absolutely do this song. And by that stage, it was 4:00 in the morning, and we had finished a bottle of whiskey, and we decided to go down to the studio and record it.
That's great.
And so that's actually what you have on the album is actually what happened that night. Is actually we added some strings and things after, but the actual the acoustic guitars and the voice, everything is as it was, and that's it. So
The memories of a good night.
Yeah, and no meaning with and nothing to do with my wedding. So
I didn't expect that.
not long but actually, funnily enough, not long after Leo got married. So there you go. So yeah.
Maybe it was a good sign and good luck for this.
yeah, maybe, but it was not on the plan actually.
Life happens sometimes. So if you ask me, the new record 13 sounds a lot like Back on the Roots. How can I imagine the creation process of it?
I mean, if you mean Back in the Roots, as in, I mean, I suppose it's a fairly raw sounding album, and which actually, you know, the first album that I did with the band, which was Firebirth, and where we had Paul Lanny, to co-produce with Leo, and that was actually we consciously wanted a raw sounding album back then, and I think it was part of the decision to get Paul again, to go quite raw again, and I think we felt that we kind of needed to a little bit after spending sort of 2 years, you know, touring with the acoustic with the defrosted tour, and it was time to do a good rocking album, you know.
Turned out great, if you ask me.
Thank you.
Describe the record with 3 words.
Gotthard 3.0. That 4, sorry.
3 point. Yeah, there you go. Gotthard 3.0. I totally agree with that.
So I would call it just 3.0. Because
yeah, that's true. That works.
So there are 3.
And many believe that the number 13 is a number of bad luck. But what about you guys?
I think it's a lucky number. Everything we did on number 13 was like on Friday 13 or whatever date 13 was good. I didn't put my wedding on 14 because it was Monday, and I hope I could sleep that Monday.
I get
but beside this, I think it's pretty cool, and always nice to sit on an airplane on a seat number 15 and see, you know, the one which is in front of you, which is sitting number 14. In front of him there's a number 12. So
There's something missing.
Something is missing. So, and it's always a funny thing. A lot of people think it's luck. A lot of people think it's bad luck. Sometimes bad luck is luck for
others.
for others. But I think.
Yeah, it depends on your point of view, I suppose.
true.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not superstitious, so it doesn't really bother me, I suppose. But it's kind of your lucky number. It's always been 13, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes, correct.
Why?
Correct.
For a special reason, or?
It just accidentally happening.
When you were playing hockey, is number 13? Number 13.
Number 13 also.
Ah, see? It's a circle. And you were talking about the song Bad News. What's the story behind the lyrics of it?
Well, it's basically a song about how some people, love to hang around you when you're successful,
Yeah.
and love to
When the success is gone.
exactly,
Okay.
Basically, they are the same people, and which is like somehow they treat you good when you're up, and don't treat you that good when you're not so in the same position anymore, and they try to make fun out of disgrace of other people's and
It's kind of a sad story, I mean, but you will...
Yeah, I suppose it's. I mean, this was one that we wrote with Eric Bazillion, and he had he'd sort of had the beginning of this idea for a while, and we twisted it up a bit and finished the song really, and continued on with that theme. So he already had that title, "Bad News Travels Fast," and. So yeah, but it's I think it's one of the less nice parts of humans.
It was also talking about teenager things. I think it was like some topics about the teenager, and it was like I always find cool when you're a teenager, and then all of a sudden everybody knows what happened, and then you want to try to hide the old back catalog history, or just like, oh no, I don't want to be there, I don't want to be involved anymore. Never happened. So.
But it must be hard, like finding the right people to deal with and who you can perfectly trust in your position. Maybe, is it right?
I think for anyone in general. I mean, I think it's hard to find really close friends or close people that you can really trust in general. I mean, I think for anybody, I think it's not an easy thing. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have friends.
Perfect. So you don't run the risk.
Yeah. Try to avoid that kind of situation.
And you recorded a video for Mysteria in Berlin lately, and you seem to have a lot of fun in this video. What was going on there?
Me, I had no fun at all.
No, poor you. True. Leo, what about you?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Where were you?
I don't know.
Like one of these things you're trying to hide now?
No, I don't think so. No, actually, no. I had a lot of fun because I was watching whatever happened was on the video clip, and then it was pretty funny actually. We enjoyed what we seen.
Perfect.
That they always make me do. Almost every video clip they make me do these. Similar kind of. Always has some kind of girls involved or something.
Poor you.
Yeah.
I feel so sorry.
Yeah. Well, somebody's got to do it. It's a hard job.
Yeah. I see.
Somebody's got to do it.
But how did you come up with the whole idea of it? Because it's quite eccentric, like not like a normal music rock and roll video which you would expect. How did this happen?
Well, I mean, the video was it was the director who came up with that idea, but also he found that location which looked amazing and kind of seemed to really fit the song. So really, I think we were lucky that he found that place, and with those the artists in there, with all the fire twirling and all this kind of stuff as well. So it was kind of it's kind of everything was there. It was kind of one location, everything was there. We
Magic.
could do it there. So really cool. Yeah, it was a great day.
Actually, it's not true that it's not pretty rock and roll. It is pretty rock and roll.
Yeah, definitely it is.
There's a lot of beautiful girls. There's a lot of going on. There's a lot of,
But you know what I meant.
Yeah, it's just like maybe because the song is not that rock and roll as it's supposed to be.
True.
But I think the video suit the song, and they got this Middle East vibe, this Mysteria. You don't know if it's a mystery, if it's a miss, is a girl, is a man behind the scene or behind the mask. We will never know.
Remain a mystery. That's exactly.
And you wrote this song with Francis Rossi. How did this happen? Like, was this during the Rock Meets Classic tour, or?
I mean, the whole collaboration with him started back there. Since then, we in contact and we became friends. And then all of a sudden, we did a video clip for Bye Bye Carlone. We've been in his studio, and after the video clip, he came to me and said, "What you think about this?" And the whole story started like that. And then we were swapping email and send ideas and MP3 and say, hey, "What about this and what about that?" And then we got a single. As soon as he had something going, we got Nic involved. Saying, "Nic, check this out." And then he was involved, and then we started with this and melodies and lyrics and changing, and it was like working with a band member somehow in a different part of the of Europe. I would say back then was like still in Europe or whatever.
But the lyrics are quite dark. Like, how comes? Who wrote the lyrics and why?
Is it so dark? No, I just kind of wanted to use this mirror, mirror on the wall kind of thing, and kind of stayed with that theme and just kind of played around with that a lot. Okay. Well, I think it's not so dark. I think it's just more this kind of thing of I'm sure a lot of people, looking at yourself in the mirror and not 100% liking what you see, and I don't mean that in just a physical way. I mean, in kind of general, we played around with that for a little bit. It wasn't a super quick one to write lyrically. Actually, it took a little bit of time. This one.
And can we expect further music videos coming out of 13? And if yes, for which songs?
Well, I guess it's gonna be one. We just released one song. No, I think video, a lyrics video. Not yet, which is coming now. In couple of weeks. Oh, sorry. When today is the weird news coming in, we got this song and then the other one, and it's new. This is not whatever. Okay. Anyway, yes, we're gonna have a video clip, and there's gonna be some more coming up, and we move ahead.
I'm hoping there should be at least another 2 more.
Great, looking forward to it. And you have the song 10,000 Faces. Now you've been in the music industry since forever and on the road. Is it still the dream come true for you guys?
Well, you always have to dream. Once you stop dreaming, I think life is over, because you have to always to keep one of the last dream. That's my way of thinking. But I think this is a song which is like, it's basically it's kind of what you lived in since 10 years, more or less.
Yeah, I mean, it was actually, this was a song idea from our bass player Mark, and he wanted me to write lyrics about kind of my experience, as in, all this kind of pressure and you're about to go on stage and you kind of, the floor's shaking and you kind of got this energy, right? This kind of whole build up and all this sort of thing. So that's the idea of how that came up, and funnily enough, we actually ended up writing. Leo and I wrote those lyrics together. Actually, as we were recording, remember we were recording the demo version of that song, and as we were recording it, we needed some words, and we just kind of we actually wrote it there and then. It was fairly quick, even though it was my experience, but he half wrote it with me as well. So
you have been there too,
because I was watching you.
And
also, it's very interesting to say, maybe at the end of the song, this is 10,000 voices screaming. When you hear them, we recorded live while we were doing a Defrosted 2 tour, and we played at up in the mountain in a special special ambience, and so there was an audience, and we were like, well, you know what, we recorded a new record, we need 10,000 voices to stream 10,000
faces, right?
Yeah.
So we actually got the whole audience to scream out 10,000 faces, and we recorded everything, and that actually is what ended up on the album. Yeah.
This is a concert which we had at the Pilatus, which is on top of the mountain in Switzerland, near Lucerne. Yeah, which is, I think, is a great result. And so perfect tune, perfect pitch, and then we got not 10,000 people, but few thousand people singing this song. This part.
Already back then. And Another Last Time is very melodic and powerful. What's the story behind the song?
Well, actually, I think that's the first. That's actually the first one we did. I think that's the actual first song that we started on. It was an idea that came from Freddie initially, and I remember he came to my house, and we started kind of on the idea and got a kind of a rough thing together, and then we got Leo involved and finished it. it was. I remember when we started, because the lyrics are quite funny in this one. When we actually started this one, Freddie was singing. He said Mother Mary, like he said this Mother Mary, and I was like, Mother Mary. It's like, okay. So if you listen to the lyrics, it's got a lot of references from Let It Be, actually.
Really?
So I've kind of taken some of those lines and completely like.
Oh my God! I need to listen
them.
closer.
Yeah.
I'm
So
interested now.
so the topic is kind of knowing that somebody's bad for you, but you just can't you can't stop.
Yeah.
Kind of it's kind of the topic.
Like an addiction.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Which there's another song a little bit like that as well, which we have, which is the lyrically, which is the in terms of the addiction.
I don't know. I don't know.
Come on, you can do this.
The same record?
I believe in you.
No, this is not a song. I believe in you.
Mission.
Yeah.
Man on a
Man on a
Mission
Mission.
was we went with this addiction thing as well, kind of. But the lyrics in Another Last Time, it really has a lot of, like, Mother Mary never came to me. It's got stuff like that in there. Yeah. Like.
I need to listen closer. But like, how can I imagine when you write lyrics? Like, do you physically do it on a notebook, like with a pen and a piece of paper, or do you write it down on a laptop? How can I imagine that?
A bit of both. Actually. Usually just start on a notebook, and then once I start getting a little bit of then I'll. It's just easier. I find it easier to actually see it when you start putting into, and it's easier to move around too.
Definitely. What's better than love, in your opinion?
It's a song on the record number 13 of Gotthard.
Yes,
Is that correct?
About this.
Is that correct?
Record?
Yeah, it's a new record coming out I think on the 13th of March.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, and I think this song is in this record too.
That's amazing. Wow, I'm impressed now.
It is on there.
So you're talking about better than love. That's the one. You heard it already?
I think I might have heard something
yeah.
similar. Yes.
I think
Probably the most. I'd say it's probably the most classic Gotthard rock song on that album, I would say. Again, that was one of the ones in the beginning of the album as well. Probably was the second actually that we wrote. Is desire better than love?
We don't know.
That's the question.
is the apple
Or the snake?
or the snake?
Ooh. We're getting deep here.
Well, you asked me about the song. That's all about.
That's true.
So it's Eve or is it evil?
It's kind of similar, guys. Back to another topic. Hina stated that he will be off for some time. What were the reasons for this?
The reason he want to take off for some time, stay close to his family, get a pause of the 30 years rock and roll. It's about time. It's just like he needed to do that and he wanted to do. I think we wish him it's going to be the best thing that we think it's the best thing he could do, and we wish him the greatest time with his family. And I think is a tough decision, because he said I want to stay off from the rock and roll circus, which sometimes I understand it too. But some people love it. Some people they need to take a break, and I think it was the right decision for him to stay home with his family and just don't lose a big part of his life, which is like there are the two kids, which I think that's the most important thing.
And will he be back for the tour or not yet?
No, he's gonna be out until he wants. So you have a null out, or whatever, stay out until he wants to stay out. This is like he decided when is the right time and if it's gonna be the right time.
That's good. Who's gonna replace him?
So we have from.
Oh, sorry. Did you know that? I didn't meant to say. It's me.
That's great. I didn't know you were a drummer.
I didn't know either.
Multi-talented.
Since you have no idea.
No, who's gonna be it for real?
We're actually we have from Crocus, Flavio from Crocus.
Cool.
He's joining us.
Great.
Yeah. So it's great. I mean we've known him for a long time, and we had an audition with him, and I think we kind of knew we kind of knew after about one song that we thought, there you go. It was actually quite funny, because after we just played one song and we thought, right, well, should we go have a coffee? You know, it's kind of like
It's done. We got it.
It's done. You know, so yeah, so no, great guy, really great guy. He brings a great kind of fresh energy, I think, and a really good player. So yeah.
And Defrosted was like a totally different thing. How happy are you to be back on tour, full force, plugged in?
I don't know. I have to find out. We're not there yet.
We haven't even. No, we had
Did
some.
you rehearse?
No, not really. No,
not yet?
we just had a few auditions, but that was about it.
Soon.
Yeah. Well, no, we're going to start soon. We are actually. We do have to put a show together, and yeah. So we will, you know, we'll get stuck into it fairly soon. I think within the next sort of week or two, we start.
What can the fans expect from the upcoming tour?
Well, for sure, it's going to be some songs from the new record and some classics. So, as I said, 3.0, good mix, I guess so.
Perfect. And finish the sentence. Rock will never die because.
My rock and roll will never die. I think somebody said it before.
You were just saying that this afternoon, actually. You were just saying that this afternoon. Yeah.
Perfect.
As I know the sense, you can say hey, rock and roll, it's here to stay. Same guy. Similar song.
Guy, I would say.
It's an Indian.
So thank you very much for your time, guys. The last words are yours.
Words of wisdom. Speaking. Actually, I did say. What did I say? I said. I did use something about words of wisdom. I can't remember now. I have to read these lyrics again. I'm going to have to learn them actually, because I'm going to have to play the song. So
that would be helpful.
Words of wisdom. I don't know. What do we have?
What do
we
we
have
have?
words of wisdom?
I don't know, but just like we love to say, hey guys, see you somewhere down the road on tour from middle April until the end of the year. Don't miss the shows. Gotthard number 13 is coming out. Don't miss the record. It's a great record. Rock and roll going.